Would you like to build your own e-commerce application to make money selling online stores? You can do it with our free course on how to build a multi-tenant e-commerce platform with Wildcloud. We've crafted a course packed with 7 lessons that will guide you step by step to learn how to leverage multi-tenant WordPress and Wildcloud to empower your clients to create and manage their online stores. You'll learn how to build the necessary Wildcloud applications, how to build a global front-end dashboard to allow your users to manage their stores without having to use the normal WordPress dashboard, and even how to design pre-built websites and automate subscription sales. This course is for you whether you want to generate recurring revenue, gain experience as a web developer, or add web apps to your portfolio. And with no-code tools, this course is accessible to everyone with basic WordPress knowledge. Sign up for our course now and start your journey towards mastering the art of multi-tenant e-commerce platforms. In this lesson, you will learn some key concepts to understand the Wildcloud ecosystem and create the necessary Wildcloud applications to build an e-commerce platform. First, let's talk about Wildcloud. Wildcloud is a WordPress hosting platform that offers scalable WordPress hosting. It's a great solution for agencies and businesses managing multiple websites, as it allows you to create WordPress site templates, sell those templates as products, and automatically create a website for every person that buys your product or application. Wildcloud allows you to build a serverless platform because they manage the server and scalability of your platform for you. For many years, the most popular option if you wanted to create a platform containing multiple sites was to create a WordPress multi-site network. But in this course, we will use a different approach called multitenancy. Multitenancy refers to using the same WordPress codebase across multiple independent WordPress sites. In a WordPress multi-tenant setup, all client sites share a common codebase, meaning the same WordPress core code, plugins, themes, and language files, while each site has its own independent database. This way, you can avoid the disadvantages of a multi-site network because your platform will have better scalability, and database or security problems affecting one site will not affect the rest of the sites of your platform. To understand the Wildcloud ecosystem, there are at least 3 key concepts you need to grasp. First, applications. On Wildcloud, an application is your entire digital product, like a WordPress-based WAS or SaaS. It contains all the elements of the platform, like versions, tenants, sites, snapshots, and backups. An application is the base on which you will build your platform. Second, versions. An application's version contains the shared application code for your tenants or actual client sites. That application code is composed of the WordPress core code, as well as plugins, themes, and language files. This means that if you want to add, remove, or update plugins or themes across all sites or tenants, you will need to apply those changes to the versions. You must do the same if you want to update the WordPress version. And when you finish applying the changes, you must deploy the version so that all sites based on that version are updated, and all the changes are propagated to all the sites of the platform. Finally, let's consider tenants. On Wildcloud, sites are called tenants. These are the actual client sites that you link to live domains. Because all code is shared and controlled via the version, your clients cannot install, update, or delete plugins or themes on sites or tenants. At this point, it is useful to make a comparison between WordPress multi-site and WordPress multi-tenancy. A key approach to better understand the differences between WordPress multi-site and WordPress multi-tenancy is to look at the way both structures use databases. WordPress multi-site uses a single database for all sites within the network. Each site's data is stored in separate tables within that single database. So it's like having different rooms in a house, each with its own space but still part of the same structure. WordPress multi-site offers efficiency and centralized management, but may face scalability challenges and limited customization options for individual sites. On the other side, with WordPress multi-tenancy, each tenant or site has its own separate database, although it uses a shared codebase, meaning WordPress version, plugins, themes, and language files. It's like each tenant in an apartment building having their own private storage space. Each installation of WordPress for each tenant operates independently with its own set of tables and data. WordPress multi-tenancy provides better data isolation, customization, and scalability options for platforms with many sites. Now that we have covered the basic concepts, let's proceed to create the Wildcloud applications that will allow us to build our e-commerce platform. Once we log into our Wildcloud account, let's click on Create Application. Here let's select Empty Application and click on Next. Now let's select the region where we want to create our application. A useful tip is to select a region that is geographically closest to your primary audience for faster server response and better performance of your e-commerce platform. Once you select the region, click on Next. Now we need to name our application. We will call it eCommerce app, and add the word Codebase to avoid confusion with the storefront application which we will create next. The wizard will ask us if we want to create a storefront application. This storefront application will allow you to create a site where you will sell subscriptions to your e-commerce platform. You will be able to automate the subscription flow, client registration, and clients' access to their sites or tenants. Look at it this way. The empty application is our software for building online stores, while the storefront application allows us to create the site where we will be able to sell our software. And these two applications will be automatically connected if we create the storefront application in this step. Again, we will call it eCommerce app, but we will add the word storefront to distinguish it from the Codebase application. Now let's click on Create and Connect Storefront. You will have to wait a few minutes for your applications to be completed. Finally, you will see this page from which you can access the applications, versions, and tenants that have been created. You can also go to the Applications page on the Wildcloud dashboard. This is the page we will use from now on to access our Wildcloud applications. Although throughout this course we will use the generic domain that Wildcloud creates for us, we want to show you how to assign custom domains to your tenants. Let's take the storefront site as an example. If you open the details of the storefront application, you'll see that a tenant was created by default. If we open the details of that site, we can see the instructions to assign a custom domain here. Follow these instructions if you want to assign custom domains to your tenants. Your customers or users of your platform will also be able to assign custom domains to their tenants, which we will show you in future lessons. Now that we have created our Wildcloud application, we can proceed to install all the required plugins for our e-commerce platform, which we will do in the next lesson. In this lesson, we are going to install all the necessary plugins to build our multi-tenant e-commerce platform. Let's consider the plugins one by one, focusing first on these three essential plugins. We will use WP Frontend Admin to create a global front-end dashboard from which our e-commerce platform users will be able to manage their own sites or tenants. This means that instead of using the normal WordPress dashboard, you will be able to create a fully customized user interface that displays WP Admin pages on the front end. And when the platform users log into their sites, they will be automatically redirected to the front-end dashboard, where they will have everything they need in order to manage their sites without using the normal WP Admin dashboard. In the Wildcloud environment, we use the WAS client plugin to identify which sites or tenants belong to the clients or users of our platform. We do this by assigning them a tenant role. For now, you'll just have to install the plugin because we'll talk about tenant roles in the next lesson. You can get the premium version of WP Frontend Admin, as well as the WAS client plugin, by following the links in the text version of this lesson, which you can access by following the link in the description of this video. The WooCommerce plugin will allow your platform clients to build online stores. This plugin provides everything the users will need to create and manage products, set up payment gateways, view and manage orders and sales reports, create and manage discount coupons, and so on. In addition to these three essential plugins, we recommend installing the 5 plugins from this list, especially if you want to save yourself the time of building your front-end dashboard from scratch. With our new front-end dashboard template wizard, you can create a front-end dashboard with a few clicks using any of our front-end dashboard designs for Elementor. These front-end dashboard templates use these plugins, so you will need to install them. These other 2 plugins are optional but useful. User Menus allows you to add items with conditional visibility to your navigation menus. This way you can add menu links that are only visible to logged in or logged out users. User Role Editor allows you to edit the capabilities of your existing user roles or create custom user roles. This is useful when you want to add more permissions to the existing user roles in order to allow them to access specific admin pages from the front-end dashboard. We also recommend installing your favorite WordPress theme since the default WordPress themes do not allow many customization options like changing the site logo, adding navigation menus, setting up different appearance styles, and so on. Therefore, it is important that you install your favorite theme, which you will use to design the site templates and to set a logo for the front-end dashboard site. In this course, we will use the Cadence theme, but you can use your favorite theme. As you can see, here we have the Codebase application and the Storefront application. We will install the plugins and themes on the Codebase application, so let's open it. As you can see, this application doesn't have any tenants yet, so we'll open the versions editor to install the necessary plugins to build our multi-tenant e-commerce platform. And here's where we need to install the plugins and themes. You can install the plugins by uploading the zip files or install them from the WordPress repository. Optionally, after installing the premium version of the WP Frontend Admin plugin and activating your license, you can use the template wizard to install the plugins required to import front-end dashboard templates. Once you're done installing the plugins and themes, you're ready for the next lesson where we'll learn how to create a tenant role and deploy the current version. This will complete the base we need in order to build our multi-tenant e-commerce platform. In this lesson, we'll introduce you to the concept of tenant roles and show you how to create them. Finally, we will deploy the current version so that the changes we have applied so far to the version are propagated to the new sites we will create in future lessons. First, let's see what a tenant role is. A tenant role is like a group of features or functionalities that will be available for sites that have a specific subscription plan on your e-commerce platform. When we get to the stage of creating subscription products to sell your platform as a service, you'll see that each subscription product will need a tenant role to determine what customers who purchase that subscription plan will be able to do on their respective sites or tenants. The way to select which features or functionalities are available for each subscription plan, and for the sites that purchase that plan, is to select the plugins that will be active on the sites created with that subscription plan. This is where a tenant role becomes necessary. For example, if we're building an e-commerce platform, our clients will need the features that allow them to create products, set up payment gateways, view and manage orders, and so on. In this case, this means that they need the WooCommerce plugin, so we need to include that plugin in our tenant role. Now let's see how to create tenant roles. Something important is that the tenant roles must be created in the version of your Codebase application, so you must open the version editor. Once here, let's create a new tenant role. We just need to add the tenant role name and click on Add New Role. After adding the new tenant role, you need to select the plugins that will be active on the sites with that tenant role. In this case, we will select User Menus, User Role Editor, WooCommerce, and WP Frontend Admin. Please note that if you want to add functionalities provided by other plugins, you will need to mark the plugins here so that the functionalities are available to sites or tenants that have that tenant role assigned. Finally, let's see how to run a version deployment. This is necessary at this point in order for the sites based on this version to have all the changes we have applied so far, like the plugins we installed in the previous lesson and tenant role we created in this lesson. Keep in mind that whenever you apply changes to the version, you need to deploy the version for the changes to propagate to sites based on that version. For this, you need to click on Deploy on the production version. Now add the name and some comments related to the changes you applied. Finally, click on Submit. And we're done preparing our version to create the sites of our platform. In the next lesson, we will create a front-end dashboard from which our clients will be able to manage their online stores. In this lesson, we'll show you how to build a front-end dashboard site, so that instead of using the normal WP admin dashboard of their own sites, your clients manage their sites from a fully customized user interface on the front end. But first, what is a front-end dashboard? As you know, to manage a normal WordPress site or a tenant in the Wildcloud ecosystem, we must use the WP admin dashboard. This is what users would normally see when managing their online stores on your platform. However, This is not the best option, especially if we are creating a customized platform to sell sites in online stores that is similar to other options like Shopify, Wix, etc. We need our own user interface. This is where the concept of a global front-end dashboard becomes necessary. A global front-end dashboard is a normal WordPress site, or a tenant in the Wildcloud ecosystem, where you configure a custom dashboard for your entire platform. WP Frontend Admin allows you to display any WP admin page on the front end to create custom dashboards, web apps based on WordPress plugins, etc. In the case of multi-site networks or Wildcloud multi-tenant applications, WP Frontend Admin allows you to use a specific site as the global dashboard from which all your clients will be able to manage their own sites. When they try to open the WP admin dashboard of their own sites, they will be automatically redirected to the global dashboard site. WP Frontend Admin is compatible with any WordPress theme or page builder, so you can design your front-end dashboards the way you want. Something great is that we have created some beautiful front-end dashboard templates for Elementor, which you can easily import with our template wizard to speed up the process of creating front-end dashboard pages even more. And if you don't want to use any of these templates, although we recommend it because of how quickly you can build a front-end dashboard for your platform, you can build your dashboard using any template from any WordPress theme or page builder. But enough introductions. Let's see how to create a front-end dashboard for our multi-tenant e-commerce platform. We first need to create a new site or tenant on Wildcloud. The client tenants or sites will be automatically connected to our front-end dashboard site, so that when clients try to open the WP admin dashboard to manage their sites, they will be redirected to this site, which will contain all the necessary front-end admin pages. After logging into your Wildcloud account, you need to open your platform application, not the storefront application. As you can see, we haven't added any tenants or sites to this application, so let's click on the Add Tenant button. You need to add the site or tenant's name, which at the same time will be the site's subdomain prefix. You can add a custom domain or subdomain later though. Once you're ready, click on Submit. You'll have to wait for some seconds until the status is ready. After creating the site, you can click on the site name to see more options. If you click on the URL, you'll visit the site, but that's not what you need for now. If you want to add a custom domain to this site, just follow the instructions in the Domains tab. Then just select the new domain as main domain. However, we will use the default domain in this example. Something important is that for this site we are going to deactivate the WAS client plugin, since this site will not be a client site nor a site template for clients. To do this, go to the WP Plugins tab, select the WAS client plugin, and click on Deactivate. We will also activate the other plugins in case they're inactive for this tenant. Now that we have created the site, we're ready to start building our global front-end dashboard. To log into the dashboard site, click on the Login button. Before creating the front-end dashboard pages, let's look at some preliminary steps. First, we will change the site title because Wildcloud adds a generic name to all the sites. Let's go to the general settings of the site, where we can change the site title and save the changes. Second, we will remove all the sample content that is created by default when creating the site. For example, let's go to Pages and remove all the pages. We don't need the WooCommerce pages on this site. Third, we can set the site's logo since our front-end dashboard Elementor templates will automatically use this logo. For this, we need to make sure that this site has an active theme that allows us to select the logo from the customizer. Go to the customizer and change the site's logo. Please note that in this example we're using the Cadence theme, but you can use your favorite WordPress theme. Fourth, we need to select this site as the global front-end dashboard site. To do this, let's go to the WP Frontend Admin Multi-Tenant settings and select Dashboard Site. Once you do that, click on Save to apply the changes. Now we're ready to start building our front-end dashboard pages. When it comes to creating your front-end dashboard pages, there are at least 3 options you can choose from. First, you can create your front-end pages without using any page builder. In this case, the appearance of the pages will be the same of your site, depending on the theme settings you select. There are 2 ways to do this. You can create the page manually, enter this shortcode in the content of a page, and click on Preview. Or you can go to any WP admin page and click View on the front end, which will create the page automatically and add the shortcode to it. Please note that the shortcode contains the URL of the WP admin page between the quotation marks. You can copy the shortcode from the text version of this lesson, to which you can access by following the link in the description of this video. This approach is still easy, but it will require some time for you to create the pages one by one. Second, you can use any WordPress page builder to create your front-end dashboard pages. You just have to create and design your page using your favorite page builder, and add this shortcode where you want to display the admin page on the front end. Finally, click on Preview to display the admin page on the front end. This approach gives you unlimited possibilities for designing your front-end dashboard, but it will still require a lot of time for you to create the pages one by one. Third, we want to show you the fastest and easiest way to create beautiful front-end dashboards that your platform users will love. With our front-end dashboard template wizard, you can build a front-end dashboard with a few clicks and save a lot of hours. You won't have to spend time designing every aspect of the front-end dashboard, because you can use any of our importable Elementor templates. Here you'll see a welcome page. Then we'll corroborate that you have all the necessary plugins installed. However, if you want to install or activate any plugin, you'll have to do it in the version. That's why we recommended you to do it in Lesson 2 of this course. Now you need to select the template you want to use to build your front-end dashboard. As you can see, we have created a variety of front-end dashboard templates that you can use to easily build a beautiful user interface. Next, you need to select which pages you want to include in your front-end dashboard. For this, you just need to tick the pages you want to add to the front-end dashboard. The global front-end dashboard must have all the pages that users of our e-commerce platform will need to manage their own sites. So include all the pages and features that your clients will need to manage their own sites. An important thing to keep in mind is that the pages that our clients can access will depend on 2 things. First, it will depend on the capabilities or permissions of the user role assigned to them when creating a site on our platform. Second, it will depend on the plugins enabled for the tenant role assigned to the site at the moment of creating a site on our platform. Once you have selected the pages, you need to click on Next. Clicking Next will start the process of several steps that will be carried out automatically. This process includes importing the selected dashboard template, creating the dashboard pages, creating a navigation menu, adding the pages to the navigation menu, adding menu icons, adding View My Site and Log Out buttons to the navigation menu, etc. The entire process could take many hours if you do it manually, but this wizard does it all automatically so you can save hours of work. Once the pages have been created, you can click on Go to Pages and you'll see all the pages that have been added. If you want to customize your front-end admin pages, you can open any page in the front end and start using the Quick Settings panel to edit the page. As you can see, the pages have been created and added to the navigation menu. Here's the WP admin page content, and here are the View My Site and Log Out buttons. If you hide the Quick Settings panel, you will get a better preview of what the front-end dashboard will look like. As you can see, the navigation menu is sticky. Now let's take a look at what you can do with the Quick Settings panel. As you can see, the content of the admin pages is displayed correctly in the front end. This happens with all the pages of the back-end WordPress dashboard. You can customize your front-end admin pages by hiding any elements like texts, buttons, fields, etc. Just click on Hide Element, and you'll see that the elements highlight on mouse hover. When you find the element you want to remove, click on it. We recommend saving changes after hiding any element to make sure changes apply before reloading the page. As you can see, the element we hid doesn't appear on this page anymore. Besides, you can edit text like button text, field names, etc. When you click on Edit Text, All the text that can be edited will be highlighted, and you can start changing them as you like. Once you're done changing all the text you want, click on Stop Editing Text and save the changes. On admin pages that display lists of products, posts, pages, etc., you can hide specific columns to simplify the pages and make them more minimalistic. Remember that you can work on each page individually to make sure your users will only see the fields they need to manage their online stores. You can also change page names, URLs, and anything else you want. This is the time to customize your front-end dashboard as you see fit. Here is a preview of what the product page will look like in the front-end dashboard once we have finished the platform and our users create and manage products for their online stores. As you can see, it's a clean interface and it's completely different from the normal WP Admin dashboard. Now we will select the home page of our front-end dashboard site. We recommend you to change it to one of the dashboard pages. Just go to the reading settings and select the page you want. For example, we will select the products page because that's the page we want our users to open when they are redirected to the front-end dashboard site. Now let's take a few minutes to select the global dashboard settings. We just need to move to the front-end admin settings page. In this section, we will focus on the most important settings, but you can take your time with the different settings you could select. Each field has an explanatory text that will help you understand what it is for. In the General Settings section, we will disable the admin notices on the front end and redirect users to the list of posts or products after publishing or creating content with pending review status. We will also enable these settings to hide the pages containing the WP Frontend Admin shortcode and the WooCommerce pages. This means that if you decide to allow your platform users to view and manage pages on the front end, they won't see either the pages containing the WP Frontend Admin shortcode nor the WooCommerce default pages. Now we just need to save the changes. Let's move to the Access Restrictions settings. This field allows us to define which WP Admin URLs can be accessible from the front end. Since we already created the pages, let's just click this link to allow the pages that contain the WP Frontend Admin shortcode. This will add the URLs that are inside the shortcodes to the group of pages that can be used in the front end. The other pages of the WordPress administration panel will not be accessible from the front end. This field allows us to select which user rows can access the normal WP Admin dashboard. This means that only users with the capability selected here will be able to access the backend dashboard. All other users will be automatically redirected to the front-end dashboard. In this field, you need to paste the URL of the front-end dashboard. Preferably, we will paste the front-end dashboard site URL in this field because we previously selected the products page as the home page of our site, but you can select any other page and paste the URL here. In this field, we can select which user roles will use the front-end dashboard. In this case, we are going to select the Shop Manager user role, since that will be the user role that we will automatically assign to the clients of our platform when creating a new site. We'll also add the Administrator role, but the role we'll focus is the Shop Manager role. We'll see more on that in future lessons, but for now we just need to select the user role here. We'll hide the front-end dashboard pages when a required plugin or theme is deactivated. Finally, let's save changes. In order for these settings to propagate to all sites in our Wildcloud application, we need to apply them to the version of our application. For this, WP Frontend Admin generates a configuration zip file that we can install as a plugin on our application version. This way, we won't have to do the same thing every time we apply changes to the dashboard site, since the configuration file will be automatically updated and used by all sites or tenants of our application. This is one of the great advantages of the Wildcloud ecosystem, since all sites share the same codebase, meaning plugins, themes, language files, etc. After saving the changes to our WP Frontend Admin settings, we need to move to the Multitenant tab and click on Download File. Now we can open our application's version editor. Once we're on the WP Admin dashboard of our application's version, Let's upload the zip file as a plugin. Please note that you don't need to activate this plugin because it will work as the frontend dashboard configuration file, regardless of whether it's activated or deactivated. This configuration file contains all the dashboard settings, and it also syncs the WP Frontend Admin license across all your sites. After installing the configuration file as a plugin, you need to deploy the version so that all tenants share the file. But before doing that, let's update any plugins or themes. Once we're done, let's go back to the version details and click on Deploy. Here we need to add a name and some comments about the changes we've made. This is how you can create a front-end dashboard for your e-commerce platform. In the next lesson, we are going to create a site template that will be cloned to client sites every time they create a new site on our platform. This way, they won't have to design or configure the site from scratch. In this lesson, we will show you how to create a site template that will be automatically cloned to new sites when your clients purchase a subscription plan and create a new site on your platform. A template site is a tenant within your Wildcloud application that is used as a pre-built site or store. The new stores created for your clients will be copies of this template site, including all the content and settings of the template site. On Wildcloud, this is achieved through tenant snapshots. So when we finish configuring our site, we must convert it into a tenant snapshot. Each subscription product you sell on your e-commerce platform must contain two things. First, a tenant role, which we created in past lessons, and is the group of features that our tenants/sites will have. Second, a tenant snapshot, which we will create in this lesson, and is a pre-built site that will be automatically cloned to the client sites that purchase this subscription plan. We'll see more on subscription products in the next lesson. You can design your pre-built sites as you want, but in this lesson we'll focus on showing you the basic steps, because you decide the site's appearance and content. We need to start by creating a new site in our Wildcloud application. Just make sure that the application in which you are going to create the site is not the storefront application. As you can see, we already created a tenant on this application, which is the site for the global frontend dashboard. Let's click on the Add Tenant button. Now we need to add a name for this site, which will also be the site subdomain prefix. Now let's click on Submit. Once the site is complete, we'll see it added to the tenants list. If you click on the URL, you'll view the site, but that's not what we need for now. If you want to add a custom domain to this site, just follow the instructions in the Domains tab. However, we will use the default generic domain in this example. The first thing we are going to check is which plugins are enabled or disabled for this site. If you see that some important plugins are disabled, don't worry, because the next step is to assign a tenant role, so that the plugins that are enabled for this site are the ones that belong to the tenant role. If we log into this site, we will see a notice that the WooCommerce client plugin is active, but we have not assigned a tenant role. This is important because any site that has the WooCommerce client plugin active must have a tenant role assigned. Note also that the tenant role you assign to this site will be the same one that will be automatically assigned to new sites that use this site as a template. The reason for this is that the new sites based on the tenant snapshot that we will create with this site will be copies or clones of it. We need to assign a tenant role through a PHP constant, so let's move to the PHP constants tab in the tenant details. Once here, click on Add PHP constant. Now add the WPCS tenant roles constant, and paste the tenant roles slug in the value field. You can view the tenant role slugs in the notice shown on the site. Once done, click on Submit to add the PHP constant to the site. If you now reload the page, you'll see that the notice no longer appears because we have added the PHP constant successfully. Now you can proceed to design the site as you prefer. Here we will only give you some recommendations of what you should do, but keep in mind that this is a regular WordPress site and you have total freedom to configure any theme, pages, etc. First, let's change the site title. By default, Wildcloud assigns a generic name to all sites, so we need to change that. Go to the general settings and change the site's name in the site title field. You can also edit or remove the tagline if you want. Once you're done, save the changes. Second, add all the necessary pages. You have to add all the pages that this template site will contain. In this case, we will only keep the WooCommerce pages because we want our users to be able to add and sell products using a basic site. But you can add more pages with placeholder content like About Us, Contact Us, etc. Of course, if you add pages that your users will be able to edit, you must make sure your users are able to edit pages on the front-end dashboard and have the right permissions to do it. We'll see more on that in the next lesson. Third, make sure you activate your favorite theme. If you don't want to use any of the default WordPress themes, you can activate any other theme. In this example, we will use the Cadence theme. Fourth, select the site's homepage. Go to the reading settings and select the site's homepage here. In this example, we will select the shop page as the site's homepage. Once you're done, save the changes. Fifth, set up the navigation menu and add a link to the front-end dashboard. On the menus page, add a new navigation menu for this site and add the pages to it. In case you want to add a login button to the navigation menu, you can do it using the User Links tab. This tab is added by the User Menus plugin. You can also add a link to the front-end dashboard site so that your logged-in users can access the front-end dashboard right on the navigation menu. In Custom Link, add the front-end dashboard URL. In link text, you can add something like dashboard. If the tenant role assigned to this site includes the User Menus plugin, you can add conditional visibility to this menu item. For example, we will select logged-in users because we want this menu item to be visible to logged-in users only. We will also select Administrator and Shop Manager as the roles who will view the front-end dashboard link. This means customers won't see the link on the navigation menu when they log into their account, but administrators and shop managers will. This is what our website will look like when we have not logged in. And if we have logged in as administrators or shop managers, we will see the dashboard link on the navigation menu. Now let's take some minutes to customize the site. For example, we will remove the theme credits. We'll also change the site colors. Basically, you need to take some time to design the site and make it look as you want. As we mentioned, we focused on the basic things, but you can do it your way. Finally, let's add a sample product. This is what the product will look like, so let's publish it. When you view the site, you'll see the shop page as the home page containing the product we just added. With these steps, we now have a basic and functional site that allows our users to sell their products online. Remember that you can design this site as you wish, but for this example, we will use this basic site. As we have explained before, in order for this site to be a template site, you need to create a tenant snapshot based on this site. For this, go to your application and click on View All Snapshots. Now move to the Tenant Snapshots tab and click on Add Tenant Snapshot. You can add the template or tenant snapshot name here. In this field, you can add a description for this site. You can create a tenant snapshots group by adding the name here. And here you can select the site or tenant on which this snapshot will be based. In this case, you'll see the dashboard and the template sites, but you should select the template site. Once you have selected these values, click on Submit, and the tenant snapshot will be created. With the creation of the dashboard site and the template site, we have completed the sites required for our platform to work. In the next lesson, we will work on the storefront site, where we will set up a subscription product that we can sell to our customers to allow them to create an online store on our e-commerce platform. In this lesson, we are going to set up the storefront site, which is the site where you will list the features of your platform, display your pricing details, have a contact form, publish blog posts, and where clients will purchase a subscription plan to create their stores on your multi-tenant e-commerce platform. To open your storefront site, you need to start by opening the storefront application. As you can see, the storefront site was created automatically when we created the storefront application in the first lesson of this course. You can view the site by clicking on the URL, but that's not what we need for now. If you want to add a custom domain for this site, just follow the instructions in the Domains tab. To log into the storefront site, just click on the Login button, which will take you to the WordPress admin dashboard. Now you can start configuring your site as you want. You can create all the site's pages such as pricing, contact, blog, etc. Here we will only show you the process to create subscription products and configure the payment system so that people buy a subscription and automatically create an online store on your platform. The first thing we will do is change the site title because Wildcloud adds a generic name by default. Go to the general settings of the site and change the site title. You can also remove or edit the tagline if you want. Once you're done, save the changes. Now let's see how to select the customer role that our users will be assigned when they purchase a membership plan and create a site on our multi-tenant e-commerce platform. To select the user role that will automatically be assigned to users when they create a new site through a subscription product in our platform, we need to use the WooCommerce Host plugin, which is already installed and active on your storefront site by default. Let's go to the WPCS settings. In Lesson 4 of the course, we selected the Shop Manager role as the role that would use the front-end dashboard. We did so because in this example our users will be able to create and manage their products, payment methods, sales reports, discount coupons, and everything that has to do with managing a basic WooCommerce store. But if you selected a different user role such as administrator, you should keep in mind that the most appropriate thing to do is to select that user role as the customer role, since that means that the users will have the necessary permissions to manage their sites using the front-end dashboard that you created in Lesson 4. This also applies if you created a custom user role or edited an existing user role with the User Role Editor plugin. You just need to add the user role in the Customer User Role field. As I already said, we'll enter the Shop Manager role. Once done, save the changes. Let's see now how to create a WooCommerce subscription product. Wildcloud allows you to sell subscriptions to your platform using the WooCommerce plugin and the Subscriptions for WooCommerce plugin. As you will notice, these plugins are already installed on your storefront site. First, let's set up the Subscriptions for WooCommerce plugin. To do this, go to Subscriptions for WooCommerce under WP Swings. Once there, complete the steps to set up the plugin. In this example, we will enable the PayPal Standard Gateway because we'll use it to test our platform. Now it's time to configure the payment gateways that will be available for clients to pay for their subscriptions on our platform. To do this, let's go to the WooCommerce Payment Gateway settings. Once there, you can start configuring your payment gateways. For this example, we will use the PayPal Standard Gateway with the PayPal Sandbox setting enabled. You can do the same for testing purposes, or you can set up your real payment gateways. After setting up the payment gateways, you'll be ready to start creating a subscription product, which is like the membership or subscription plan that you will sell to your clients in order for them to be able to create and manage an online store on your platform. Let's start by adding a new WooCommerce product. Besides adding the product title, descriptions, featured image, etc., make sure to tick the subscription checkbox, as well as the WPCS product checkbox. Now let's move to the WPCS tab in Product Data and select the tenant role you want to make available with this subscription product. We will select the tenant role we created in Lesson 3 of this course. As you can see, the storefront site automatically detects the roles added to the production version of the application that is connected to it. If you don't see any roles here, you can click on Refresh Roles. Now let's select the Tenant Snapshots group. Here you can select the group name to which you added the tenant snapshot when you created it in the previous lesson of this course. Next, let's move to the Subscription Settings tab and select the subscription details such as subscription per interval, subscription expiry interval, initial sign-up fee, and free trial interval. Finally, you can enter the subscription price. Once you're done selecting everything you need, publish the subscription product. And with this, your e-commerce platform should be working fine. Any visitor that opens this product will be able to purchase it. They will be asked to enter their site information in the checkout form, and their store will be created automatically after their purchase. Remember that this is a regular WooCommerce store, so you can configure WooCommerce as needed. In the next lesson, we will test the platform. In this lesson, we will walk you through the checkout process to purchase a subscription on the e-commerce platform and create an online store. We will do this to test the platform and show that instead of logging into the normal WordPress admin dashboard, our users will be automatically redirected to the global Frontend dashboard site, where they will be able to manage their online stores. To do this, go to your storefront site. For this test, we have set the store page as the home page of the site. If we open the subscription product details, we can add the product to the cart. As you can see, we will use a 100% discount code that we created in WooCommerce for this test. You can do the same for testing purposes. On the checkout page, you need to fill in the checkout form. Make sure you enter the site name, which will also be the domain prefix that will be added to your site. Your users will be able to change the site domain in the subscription settings after purchasing the subscription. Finally, complete the purchase by placing the order. Once you place the order, you can go to the account page to see your subscription details. This is the subscription we just purchased. By clicking on Show, we can see the subscription details. As you see, our site is provisioning and linking domain. If your users want to add a custom domain to this site, they can do it here. Once the website status is changed to Ready, you can click on Login in order to open your new site. And as we mentioned, you'll be automatically redirected to the Frontend dashboard site. Instead of opening the normal WP admin dashboard of the new site you've created on the platform. As you can see, the subscription flow and the platform in general are working properly. Wildcloud and WP Frontend Admin allow you to create WordPress-based applications without having to use WordPress multi-site. Multi-tenancy provides everything you need to keep your platform running smoothly, avoiding the drawbacks of WordPress multi-site and making your platforms more scalable. You can get Wildcloud and WP Frontend Admin by following the links in the description of this video and start building amazing scalable platforms. Thanks for learning with us.